It is your favorite nerd. Hope you're well. Earnings season has been taxing as usual. We are back. Small rally in meme stocks or meme coins, so take that for what it's worth. We had Amazon last night. Looks like it's down 3%. So another major company with some earnings weakness. We had Google. We had some strong ones too, so it's not like anything too surprising. Couple winners, couple losers. I think Microsoft was down. Apple kind of had a good one. I'm also short XRP. Kanye went on a wild rant. So that was interesting. No, I bought some MSI yesterday. It's on ETH. Ripple was, I don't know. What can you say? Yeah, what happened to Evolution? I thought they were doing pretty well. Non-farms are out. I'd basically short any meme coin I can. I don't think it's there's some things that make me feel better or worse about certain ones, but we added fewer jobs than expected, so we're not going to get a rate hike. So that's bullish. Is that how we should look at it? Yeah, the healthcare staffing companies have always been interesting. That's a good question. Do universities have a lot of debt? Do universities borrow money? Like public universities? Because those would seem to be like munis, maybe. Yeah, the USAID stuff is very, very interesting. I am still short Vera. I sort of got in and out of it all at kind of weird timing. I understand it could be okay, but I don't think we need more layer ones. CLSQ is never a buy, ever. Yeah, I don't think we need more layer ones and ETH clones. Haven't looked at Bear or Chegg in a while. Oh, I'd love to see Joe Springer start a fund. I don't know who would invest, but it's not easy to start a hedge fund. One of the meme coins just took off and provided a very nice short opportunity. It's very bizarre. AI is starting to change things in hedge funds a little bit. Absolutely nobody's buying Popcat on Coinbase. Yeah, it's pretty funny to have Bearchain in the name, Bearchain. Let me look at the IONQ and riggeti volume. It's definitely softening week over week. Wednesday's volume was up week over week, but Tuesday's and yesterday's was real bad, but Monday was up week over week. If we get into a period where it's just down, volume is down every day, week over week, I think that's very bearish. Yeah, I know a lot of people are complaining about Bearchain. I think what drives Fartcoin or any other meme coin is just the ability to gamble. People like to gamble. Yeah, there already is a nibble coin on Solana. AI is not doing too much for healthcare just yet, but I think it's going to play a role. Doximity is up, Pinterest, Affirm, Mineralis, which I've been meaning to look at, Cloudflare, Take-Two, and on the downside, Bill, Elf. Ooh, Elf. That's wild. Webtoon, Neurocran. We should look at Neurocran. Illumina. I shorted a lot of meme coins yesterday, yeah. I would keep my liquidation price like 50% away, something like that. Depends on how risky you're trying to be. 50, 100% away. I wouldn't do any less than, say, 25% away. Yeah, there's a lot of temptation to use the leverage. I would maybe use it if it goes against you quite a bit, then you can pile on a bit. Kind of use it for emergencies, probably the best way to do it. I haven't looked at the RBP 8000. I think I've seen it before a long time ago, but yeah, Arvinas has so much cash. I certainly wouldn't short it, but we'll see how this data looks. They own half the drug now. Pfizer owns half of it too. A lot of SERDs are in development. I'm not sure, I think it's a great company, great technology. I just don't know if this trial is going to work, and it all boils down to that, nothing else matters. And it's pretty hard to predict a trial because there's just not that much data. This is the data. The data before is not that. It's not going to be that easy or relevant because first it was open label data. Maybe I should look for 𝗕𝗲𝗄𝗔𝗥𝗧𝗜𝗢𝗏 monotherapy. See what this turns up. Immunotherapy is not dead. Glioblastoma is very tough. Just talking about that yesterday. I guess this data is pretty good. Yeah, I think this stuff's pretty easy to understand. It's just an experience thing. You have to kind of know what you're looking for, know what's worked in the past, just like any other field. Nothing too challenging. Yeah, if there's any good part of glioblastoma is that you do get some time to say goodbye. I know it might sound a little cruel, but the 6 months or a year you do have to live. It's not. My father died of a heart attack. Some people go suddenly, and then if the person's young, it's really super tragic. What's a nootropic? I am shorting. Interesting. Okay. So here's an interesting study. Okay, so they ran something of a similar study called 𝗕𝗏𝗄𝗏, and this was with 𝗕𝗏𝗃𝗧𝗏. Yeah, I increased my position on PopCap. So this is 𝗕𝗏𝗃𝗧𝗏, 46% clinical benefit rate and 6 months PFS. But for combining 𝗕𝗏𝗃𝗧𝗏 and 𝗩𝗵𝗿hi𝗵𝗀, the Arvinas drug, you got 11 months of median PFS. Now again, that's a open label study, but so is that. So that augurs somewhat well. Ondo is like a crypto that promises to sort of bridge the world of finance and crypto, like the world of TradFi, real finance. So they want to like have actual treasuries on chain, yields, things like that. And it's a bunch of BlackRock people and other sort of institutional quality people. It's like one of the few really professional crypto kind of startups. Pretty exciting. But it's also, I don't think it's cheap. Multi-billion market cap, whereas equity in the company must be worth less. I don't trust most cryptos, whether it's meme or trying to do something useful. I do think you can make the technology work, but what every crypto entrepreneur forgets is that it's all about the users. Doesn't matter what business you're in. Just because you make something cool does not mean people will just start using it. And making platform technologies, now you're hoping that your users are going to do something creative instead of you. That's what OpenAI had to deal with. I'm in Joe Springer's Investors Club, the multi-baggers club, yeah. Yeah, WorldCoin's complicated too. I like the idea. A lot of people are spooked by it. I think it's a cool idea. Okay, so 9.5 months. I have to get the original Paloma 3 study. Yeah, so just trying to get my head around what to expect. So the only thing we have to go on for Arvinas is they did a small study, okay? And they did it in combination with another drug, which makes it kind of hard to tell which drug is doing what. But they got these results, which look pretty good actually. 14 months progression-free survival in breast cancer. And I see 2 studies that gave that the drug they combined with, which is called palbociclib or Ibrance. And I see that, and I see that other studies did 6 and 9 months, and they did 14. So it's kind of somewhat suggestive of a benefit, but you can't really kind of read across that and compare. It's the kind of thing Joe Springer would do, and he'd be convinced that it's going to work. But I certainly don't think it's a bad sign. It does seem like these heavily pretreated patients shouldn't be getting 14 months of PFS, but that doesn't mean you're willing to bet on the trial. I don't think crypto is that useful for paying for little things. People just don't want to use crypto to pay for stuff. It just hasn't taken off, and there's been more than enough time to use it. I think the ProTech theoretically should work a little better. I'm strictly talking about e-commerce. I don't see crypto playing much of a role. I do think that the simple inhibition versus so you're saying that simple inhibition results in cell autophagy. I don't know if that's true. It might result in receptors recycling. Yeah, Bitcoin seemed like a buy below 100, but I'm not sure I'd keep it at 100. I think Arvinas will show some results, good results. I actually believe, as you guys may know, I've talked about this before, that any defendant should be able to be at home preparing for trial because they are presumed innocent. So why they have him locked up when he is yet to face trial, to me, that's very unfair. Now, again, he may or may not, be found guilty, but he should at least be willing to prepare for trial. The flight risk thing is not real. Nobody's ever fled. He's one of the most recognizable people in the world. Where's he going to flee to? Russia? It's not about defending him specifically. It's about defending. A defendant has the right. You have the right to defend yourself. And when you're put in prison or in jail, I can tell you firsthand, it's very hard to do legal preparation. Whack, it's possible, but, if that happens, then they can put him in. But they're already assuming he's going to try to tamper with the case, which, yeah, the house arrest is the bare minimum. That's what they did for Bankman, and they found told Bankman to head into MDC. That's just the way I feel. Necessity of putting somebody in prison before their trial, because I know what it's like to try to prepare for trial. It's very rigorous. So they used 𝗲𝗲𝗪𝗂𝗪 as a scaffold. Yeah, I think it's mandatory. You have to listen to the earnings calls. It's interesting comparing this to fulvestrant. Back in the day, Buffett had to deal with small caps. He only got to bigger companies because it's got too much capital. Yeah, statistics and kind of logical inference, getting your head around cause and effect. And yeah, I think I'm going to stay away from Arvinas. I don't know how you're supposed to handicap this one. Seems way too difficult. They said that about Buffett in 2000 when he avoided the internet stocks. Buffett understands technology better than you think. MicroStrategy is going to sell more in merch than they are going to do in a lot of their other business activities. I mean, maybe Buffett's right about Bitcoin. Big Bear is already on the volume list. Riggeti has fallen off a bit. A lot of movement. Expedia, SolarWinds. If I knew, I'd be very happy, but I don't know when specific stocks will go up or down. I don't have any rules on short interest. In general, I look at short interest as high short interest is a good thing if you want to be short. It's pretty bearish. People don't just get into shorts for fun. They get into shorts because they're convinced the company's overvalued. Now, of course, those shorts are going to have to cover someday, so there's a counterpoint to that. And hedge funds these days are very nervous. Nellies, they'll try to get out of a stock if it goes against them. I honestly can't make heads or tails of Arvinas. There's very, very little data available on the drug. Pfizer put down $800 million. They obviously have their Ibrance franchise that's enormous. Yeah, I mean, Arvinas has a low valuation, so I think most of Wall Street is not expecting much here. So there could be some upside surprise. Let's look at the options. Go OMON on Godel. See, there's February options, February 20 calls, March 20 calls. Stock's at 1955 and the Aprils. I mean, if it works, you would think the stock could double at least. So 25 or 30 isn't too crazy. But again, I don't know how you get confidence on long-term deferred revenue. Don't worry about that in biotech. If you have a partnership, your partnership is that's just sort of the nature of the partnership. Do your homework and be ready to trade that day. I like that advice a lot. Yeah, there's not really much you could prepare for. I think the study they did not have fulvestrant. 80% of people had failed fulvestrant, and now, like you said, they're comparing against letrozole. Why are you guys weird? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna close the chat. Ignore you guys for a minute and just do whatever. Thanks for coming, though. Yeah, sort of undeniably a long. Very hard to argue. Pretty well managed company too. The only thing is, looking at the outlook for Ruconest, Joenja, I assume, will go generic. And so the value of Joenja is maybe not as much as Ruconest. So the question is, will Ruconest sort of have competitive issues or something like that? And I mean, even if it declines a little bit, it's still a pretty good value play. I don't see how you could lose money on this, to be honest. It's like a very good deep value play. The company is called Pharming, PHAR, and it's a foreign company, but they did do a NASDAQ listing. You used to only be able to, have to go to the Netherlands to buy this one, but they have a US listing now. Organoids are, I'm not sure it's that exciting. This approach has been thought about for a long time. There's this idea that you could change the way preclinical testing is done, but there's a prevailing view at the FDA and in science in general that there's only one gold standard, which is you give animals huge amounts of drug and you see how they do. That's really it. And nothing's going to change that. I will say it's hard to model the immune system preclinically. Primates do that fairly well. Very expensive though. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's not something I'd invest in. You know, drugs are my specialty. This company doesn't make drugs. Organoids have not been successful. Many have tried to organoids. Yeah, no healthcare investors. Anyone with some pharmaceutical experience on their team? This guy is from Palantir, an aerospace company. I don't know if they really get the way research is done. Guy's more of a sales dude. Yeah, if you invest, or if you still want to invest, I'd urge you to take whatever amount you were going to do and do half, and you'll thank me. I hope. I mean, of course, I hope if you do invest, it works out for you. But Bitcoin tried to hit 100,000 and it kind of just kissed it and came right back down. A little smooch. MCP? No, HCP. What is HCP? Oh yeah, HashiCorp. I've never used their software, which is surprising. And I always kind of, especially for stuff where like I could use it, I try to keep that option open. So I like Elastic and so many other companies. Like if I've used the software myself, it makes it so much easier to understand the company. In pharma, there's like just no way. Oh, SolarWind's going private. Wow, that's interesting. Yeah. I think we might use somewhere Terraform somewhere. But no, I'll look at it right now. It's a little bit of a scary run for crypto. Stupid Popcat got listed on Coinbase. Popcat popped 30% for no reason. Coinbase ain't gonna help them. I'm open a Coinbase account, short you on there. I mean, if you're thinking about asking me something that you wouldn't ask your friends, don't do that. Honestly, don't ask me anything that's not about stocks. Yeah, I saw Google said something, but I think one of the things that Google didn't say is that it'd be commercially viable. You can ask crypto questions, any business question's fine. I think meme coins permanently decay. That's my thesis. I think that their negative expectation that they would just, they'll just drop sort of interminably to zero, which is what happened to NFTs. Yeah, I should look at Celsius. I don't think I would say that I'm just bullish or bearish on Chinese stocks. Each company's different. Look at that Bored Ape chart. 12 ETH for Bored Ape. What is that? What is 13 ETH right now? $30,000. Can you imagine buying one of these things? Even for 30 grand. Oh, NFTs fell off. Infinix patrons? I don't think this is real, is it? Milady got to number 6. Floor price $12,000. Should I buy Milady and just send it to a burned address just to destroy Milady? Mutant ape. It's my mutant apes. I can't afford the Bored Ape, so I got the mutant ape. One day I can afford the Bored Ape. And then people were like, it's my ape. What was the famous saying? Like, it was like, apes are gone, or my apes are drained, or my apes are gone. I think that's what it was. Apes are gone. I got hacked. Apes are gone. Oh my God. No. All my apes gone. All my apes gone. I've been hacked. All my apes gone. On the old Twitter, you could put your NFT up, and it would like kind of link to the chain. I mean, I told all these people that their NFTs were worthless. Now I'm telling them their meme coins are worthless. They're just kicking and screaming, no! Mutant Ape Yacht Club. It's 115 million to buy all of them and burn all of them. So worth. Is it worth? Sappy seals. Only 16 million to destroy every sappy seal. Only 12 million to destroy every cool cat? Oh, so worth. Slowly buy them all. Moonbirds. I think I'd just buy and burn them until somebody notices that somebody's going around torching these NFTs. Digitally torching them. I don't even recognize some of these. V-Friends. I guess the field just... Oh no, here's one. Like Azuki. I remember this one. I remember Quantum Cats, Creeps. I kind of remember some of these. One day, these will boom again. One day, mark my words. It might be 25, 30 years from now. You're going to hand your kids some NFTs. You're going to be like, take care of this for your old man. What is it, Dad? And you're going to be a baggie too. I'm going to pass the bag down. Generations of bag. Yeah, okay. So CryptoPunk's still $100,000. I can't imagine that's going to last that much longer. Although it's been somewhat resilient. Bored Apes down to 35K. Pudgy Penguins at 28K. They'll probably flip Bored Apes at some point. It's kind of a very contrived, stupid psyop, but there's just not that many NFTs left. Come from a long line of bag holders. Your great-grandfather bought bucket stocks, fake stocks from bucket shops in the 1920s. Really, Dad? Yep. Old grandpappy. Took the 36 cents he earned in the coal mine, and he bought a stock that was printed right there on the street, on Wall Street. Wow! So what was the stock worth? It wasn't worth anything. It was counterfeit shares. Wow, what a baggie! You think I could be like that someday, Dad? If you work hard enough, you have to do your DD. Go on StockTwits. StockTwits has all the answers. Now you're talking some sense, son. You got that old baggy jeans in you. Don't let anybody ever let you change your mind. Any new thought enters your head, you immediately send it out. Say, no, I don't want to think. Stop making me think. Diamond hands. He said his first words, diamond hands. Little baby baggy. Ooh. Goo goo gaga? Is he saying Google? We don't buy Google in this house, son. I think he said AMC. Ah, much better. AMC's baggy's still around 30, 40 years from now. There was one called Piggly Wiggly from way back when. Yeah, I could look at Oklo, maybe after Hashi. I mean, the funny thing about the blockchain is it's going to kind of be operating forever. You know? I mean, it's possible that, like, this stuff will stop operating, but what's really funny is, like legitimately going to be around forever.
𝗠𝗲𝗍𝗘.
As much as we make fun of it, I mean, you could argue. Oh, is HashiCorp getting bought out? Was it IBM? Or Hewlett? As long as the chain somebody validates, I don't see myself passing on pudgy penguins to my kids. Yeah, you might get the chain to be too big or something. That could be one thing that happens, and like nobody keeps a copy of it. But I don't know. I think you're gonna have people maintain, and I think that's cool. Like I actually think that's great. And, like maybe there is a price for. What do you guys think? Maybe bag holders will maintain it, but like, look at the right price. What do you think? Maybe? No, it's not that they have real world use. No, they definitely don't. You can right click and save and get the exact same utility. Adam Back, who many people believe is Satoshi Nakamoto, Adam Back said, "I right click and save is smarter."